When we actually start to explore really the idea of kind of human movement, it really connects back to a very evolutionary approach that in many ways is how the hands and eyes are coordinating to best move and position the pelvis. So why the pelvis? So loosely speaking, our centre of gravity is around about kind of just beneath and below our belly button, kind of L3 on that like kind of lumbar spine. So it's almost a segment in some ways kind of most closely connected with how we kind of move that centre of gravity, our centre of mass in swing. So for example, it's that lovely interaction of how the hands and eyes are always in communication to kind of then best move and position that pelvis. So an approach we can look at with the movement is, if we're trying to improve, say, a visual-based piece of feedback, or say a hand path kind of, for example, question, is then we take the approach, how could I rather than how should I? How could I move the pelvis to best allow the hands and eyes to move and behave the way we want them to do? And also vice versa. If we're trying to, say, improve a pelvis-based issue, is then how can we adapt the hand and eye to best let the pelvis move well? So there's that lovely kind of reciprocal connection. To improve the hand and eye, how do we move the pelvis? To improve then the pelvis, how do we move hand and eye? So that really is the basis of kind of how we move and swing. It's how the hands and eyes are always in communication. That visual feedback we're receiving, how the hands are moving through space, the idea of hand-eye coordination. But then how do we best position that pelvis to then really allow the hands and eyes to move the way they want to in swing, but also that kind of vice versa. If we're then trying to, say, improve, say, a pelvis-based issue, how could we then start to see visually and then position the hands in space to then almost elicit an improvement through the pelvis? So when we look at the idea of human movement, it simply connects back to how the hands and eyes are coordinating to best move and position the pelvis. Often many pelvis issues connect back to more visual and hand path issues, and many visual and hand path issues actually then connect back to more pelvis-based issues.